Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in to Talking Shit. Thanks for coming and hanging out on the couches with us again. Tonight's a special night. Unfortunately, Angelo is out of the studio, so we have a special guest. Garrett the Pizza Guy is coming in and filling in tonight. So, gentlemen, how you guys doing?
Yeah, so unfortunately, Angelo's not here, which means you guys are stuck with me. And as I heard from the last time I was on, you guys edited out the last part, and I appreciate that because now your wife allows me to come back and play with your toys again.
Yeah.
Because even though as I left, I told her, I'm like, you might want to skip over minute 62 or 63 because things got a little out of hand. And she's like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, when you get there, you'll find out.
Yeah.
But no, I appreciate you guys having me back. And yeah, let's get into to life.
So happy January 20th, gentlemen.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's a big day today.
Inauguration day.
Inauguration day.
Yeah. MLK day.
Yeah. Happy MLK Day and happy Inauguration Day, everybody.
Yeah.
So I have a funny story about MLK Day.
Okay.
So I was working at a pizza joint. We won't name the name right now.
Are you smoking a pizza joint?
I'm not going to say yay or nay, but so I was working at a pizza joint in a small little town of Hodgenville, Kentucky. Now, as I'm sitting there working there for the
Bro,
day,
hold on one second.
yeah,
What the fuck does a pizza pie look like from Hodgendale, Kentucky?
Hodgenville, not Hodgendale, but
What? Hodgendale?
Hodgenville.
Hodgenville.
Yeah,
Hodgenville.
it's a ville,
Sorry.
not a dale.
Sorry. It's a ville.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
It's a
I mean,
ville.
you're only going
It's
to
a ville,
offend.
so it has like 3 more people.
Yeah, you're only going to offend the 12,000 people that live there. So, not a huge community. So I was working there, and I was working at this Domino's, and then as I'm working at this,
That makes sense. Domino's.
oh shit, I named it. All right, well, it's in there now.
All right.
So everybody knows I worked at Domino's in my youth. So
That's right.
when I was young, I'm working there. I had no clue the date, never looked at the calendar, just, you're endlessly working in and out day after day. Days turned into weeks.
I'm guessing
which
there
turned into
wasn't a
months.
lot of MLK supporters in this town.
Very much the opposite.
Oh, really? Okay.
This town was
So then you were just completely
oblivious to
oblivious
the
to
day.
life.
Yes, I was oblivious to the day or anything like that. So this little old lady, this little old black lady comes in and she I ask her what she wants and she turns to me and goes, happy, and she drops the N-word. She's like, happy N-word day. And I was like,
That's
whoa.
terrible.
Yeah, I'm like, whoa, hold on. And I was like, I can't say this back to you.
Yeah, this is progressive. Is this a trick question?
Happy N-word day. Okay. So, and then I get her pizza ready and I get everything going. And I was like, happy day to you too. Take care. Have a great day. And like,
Happy day.
yeah, I went back.
Happy, joy.
So my delivery drivers came back and I was like, yo, you guys will never guess what this lady just walked in and said to me. So I'm like, the day keeps progressing. People come in, people go out, and then it's in the evening. And then this little old black man comes in and he's like, hey, happy N-word day. And I'm like, whoa, hold on. This is a thing? Like,
Yeah,
people
strange.
actually say this? Okay, happy N-word day.
I think they were like tricking you. It had to have been some sort of like social experiment that they run on TikTok or fucking whatever these days, where they're like, let's see how this guy's going to react in this crazy fucking situation.
Well, maybe. I mean, maybe they had the cameras going outside.
That's the only
but-
thing I can think of.
Now, mind you, this was probably 10, 15 years ago. So.
Oh, and that wasn't the case. Because you know that there was a rapper. He brought a kid up on stage, and I don't fucking know the rapper's name because they're all like, I don't know, fucking Lil Pump and Tech Nine, fucking XX532 or whatever the fuck they call themselves these days. So it was one of them. He called up. Sorry to cut you off, Doug. It's probably going to happen a lot because I am a fucking terrible person.
He's learning his etiquette. Don't worry.
Yeah, my
guys.
etiquette is awful. I don't get out much. I don't get to talk to other human beings. So when I do, I get a little jumpy,
He talks to sauce and cheese all day. So
Yeah. So he calls the guy, this kid up on stage. I don't fucking know, whatever. And he's like,
Little
here,
something.
sing this line, sing this lyric or whatever. And then like the kid sings it. It has the N-word in there. And then he like ridicules the fucking shit out of this kid
For saying the N-word.
for saying the word that's in the lyric that he knew. Like it's almost like a setup, and that's why I brought it up because it's
That's
like
crazy.
almost like it sounds like they're trying to set up Mr. fucking Doug Easy over here.
Oh, well, it's don't know shit, Doug. But hey, so
Yeah, that is fucked up.
Yeah,
They
well,
definitely
no,
set him up.
no, I mean, honestly, it wasn't
Yeah.
a setup. This is how they celebrate the holiday down there. This is how they call it out. They
Your
just,
situation.
yeah, this is like something that they've accepted, and this is what they call the holiday. But it took me until like closing, and I finally like was shutting down the shop, and I was going through, and I was filling out the paperwork, and I looked down at the calendar to make sure all my dates were right on my closing report, and that's when I looked down and I saw Martin Luther King Day, and I was like, no shit. Holy shit.
That explains a lot.
Yeah, I was like, whoa, that is crazy.
Yeah.
So, all right, that was my story about this particular day. So,
I'm not COVIDing into your mics.
Yeah.
You ever heard of that rap
Garrett has
group?
emphysema.
That rap group? I think they're called like Pete and Baz.
No,
or
I
something
haven't.
like that. They're these two old fucking white guys from England, and
Are they old guys?
yeah, and they
Yeah,
rap
yes,
like
yeah,
fucking
yeah,
crazy ass fucking rap.
Yeah.
It's fun. I watch the videos and I'm like,
You see-
is this like a like a lip, like a lip syncing like Milli Vanilli almost type thing, but they're using this as their gimmick. Like somebody's like pulling the strings,
Yeah.
writing the lyrics and stuff, and like they're just moving their mouth and I don't know, because it's like, how the fuck are these guys doing that? It's crazy. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't have the ability to do that, but you look at them and you're like, these guys aren't going to spit like that.
And the one guy has the voice that's like that.
Yeah, it reminds me. It's like the Peaky Blinders grew up.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
It's like Peaky Blinders is old people. Like this is what happened to them in their years.
I definitely saw that recently, and it was quite enjoyable. It was like I think Snoop Dogg reposted it.
Yeah.
I follow you, Snoop Dogg. But yeah,
Speaking of speaking of a Snoop Dogg repost, I saw something today where he said something back in 2017, and he's like, "If any of you Uncle Tom blah blah blahs perform at a Donald Trump rally or anything like that, like I'm gonna come at you, I'm gonna blast you." And like in 2020 or 2022, he performed at a Donald Trump rally or something like that.
I think he's actually doing like one of the balls or something like that.
Exactly.
Right now.
Yeah. So he's
Yeah,
like,
I don't know what
he
that
sit there
was.
and like went at ham on people, and he's like, "You better not support this guy." And now he's over there collecting Donald Trump money. So,
But it's crazy. I mean, good for Snoop Dogg, because I mean, we all grew up loving his music, and he went from being pretty much, I guess a gangster or whatever the hell he wanted, whatever he was,
to working with Martha Stewart.
to working with Martha Stewart. But then also, like, if you think about it, he was also like the face of the U.S. Olympics for a little while. Like he was
he's running the
all
torch.
over. He was doing so many things, and like, good for him. Fuck it.
man.
Monetize the shit out of yourself. That's what you got to fucking do.
Well,
like,
They came out with
He's
the
a
Snoop.
felon.
Yes, he is. But
Yeah.
they came out with a Snoop Dogg elf on the shelf.
Yeah.
You know?
yeah.
It was.
Oh, hold on. I got a problem with that one though. Okay, so Elf on the Shelf
Yeah.
is supposed to sit there and
No, it was Snoop
discourage.
on a stoop, right?
Actually, I think it was.
I don't even.
think it was
I-
called
I-
Snoop on a Snoop.
It probably
yeah.
was, right? I don't know. I didn't. There's no way I made that up.
Yeah.
My stone little fucking mind.
So the elf is supposed to discourage the kids from doing stuff improper and things that you don't want them to do.
Yeah,
And
but they always put them in fucking compromising positions, doing crazy shit,
Yeah.
like causing ruckus and stuff all over the house. Like they fucking
Yeah.
spilt a bag of flour and then they trampled through it and shit. And it's like, now I got to clean this fucking mess up.
Well, this is what happens in 80s babies grow up, okay? So, yeah.
Nah, man. Well, I got to say that though. Like, growing up, my parents, maybe they were lazy. They did not do that shit.
Oh,
no,
no,
so,
we-
like,
I
no,
know-
that shit didn't exist. But
Yeah.
see, here's my
I said
theory
80s
on like.
babies. That would be us. So now that we've grown up, we're like, let's fuck with the kids,
Well, no. So
It'd be
here's
funny.
So here's my theory on like why everybody's so coddled and like these kids and stuff. They're so coddled and stuff. Like there were so many fucking sluts back in the day that all these sluts were like, now they gave birth to all these kids, but the sluts don't want to be sluts, and they also don't want to have kids that are sluts. So now they have to fucking like
Change.
They have to, like you have to like coddle the fuck out of their kids, and like everybody's got to get a participation trophy, and everybody's got to be loved, and everybody's just included, and this and that. It's like don't leave out somebody that sucks out of fucking baseball because they got to be on the team. It's like all these things because it's like
Well, we
they
know
don't
the-
want to hurt feelings or whatever. It's like you do something bad, you're gonna fucking end up on the pole or something. Both of them,
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
We know the long-term effect of daddy issues. We don't know the long-term effect of helicopter parents. So we're going to see that happen in the next 20 years or 10 years.
Yeah. I mean, at the same time, though, like in terms of participation trophies, I mean, little league, things like that. You got to pay into. So as a parent, if my kid doesn't get a trophy, I don't know. Am I pissed?
I mean, yo,
Are you though? I mean,
your kid's got to get better at what he's doing, you know? Like,
did you spend the time in the backyard helping him with the swing? Did you were you committed to the cause? Were you getting
were
him
you
on
in the gym when he was shooting Jays? Nah, man, you don't earn any of that money.
Yeah.
Well, that's I mean, when it comes down to that award,
Different story,
like,
right?
Yeah.
is he really putting his time in? Like, yeah, or is he just kind of fooling around playing video games and then he like goes in and he's like half-ass and then he doesn't win an award and you wanna get a medal because you paid into it?
There's a reason why the one team sucks because all the shitty kids are on that one team. And it's just like the cast-offs that all just happen to get picked last.
Right.
You know, they got it's 12 kids that just happen to get picked last. And then there's one kid that is somewhat decent. But
What are you talking about? I saw the Mighty Ducks.
But hold on, can we translate that to like professional baseball? Isn't there a team that has like nothing but shitty players on it?
oh, I mean, yeah, I'm a fan of them. The Pittsburgh Pirates have a lot of bad players, but they just, I mean, there's a lot of teams that have and a lot of teams that don't have. But like, I don't know. It's just like it's not like in fucking Mighty Ducks where it's like you live in District A, you're playing for the fucking Hawks. You live in you're in District fucking B, line up, type shit.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I have a terrible team that I enjoy watching. I don't really enjoy watching them. I just watch them because I've been a fan of them so long. But the Jets, I mean, every year we put money into it. We try to figure out how to change the algorithm from the year before, mix things up. I mean, we invest into young quarterbacks. That doesn't work for us. We invest into old quarterbacks. That doesn't work for us. We throw our money in the trash year after year. I keep watching, hoping for a better result, but it's just like somebody busted my chops when I went to the bar the other day, and they're like, "Hey, are you upset? The Jets are losing," and I was like, "Nope." I kind of knew they were going to lose when I put my socks on.
But like, it's crazy because I'm a Redskin fan. I don't know, whatever. I've been a Redskin fan my whole entire life. I don't care. I'm not a fucking fair weather fan now that they're in the NFC Championship game.
Hold on. For those children out there that don't know, the Redskins used to be.
Oh, sorry, the Commanders, because I'm actually a fucking fan. So yeah, even though they're playing well, so like whatever. They were the laughing stock up until last year. They had fucking 3 or 4 wins or whatever. They were fucking awful, right? And now they're a game away from going to a win away from going to the Super Bowl. And Dan Snyder sold the team. They have a new ownership group and new coaching staff and a fucking quarterback. And like that doesn't sound like a lot, but the culture has changed. Yeah. And the fucking culture with the Jets, it seems like they're just a fucking black hole. That just like anybody that goes there just fucking just disintegrates.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, look
I don't know if it's the
Tebow.
culture. Maybe it's fucking Woody Johnson and fucking whoever else, that's running the team. They got to sell and get a new culture in there. But like, I don't know. That's why like it just losing continues. Like it's contagious. Winning is contagious. Losing is contagious.
And yes, I guess we've caught the bug for the last 40 years. We've caught that bug since 1969. Our shit has been going downhill dramatically. So, yeah. I mean, we have the.
At least you're stuck in a good number, 69.
I guess. I never saw it. Never happened in my lifetime. So I mean,
you never 69, bro?
Oh well, I mean,
that one went over his head.
Yeah, I mean.
So yeah, we lost one of our fearless leaders. We're one rudder short.
I mean, we fired our head coach this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
2 of them, right? Maybe.
Well, you can only have one head coach.
No, I'm saying like I think they fired the second guy that also was there.
Oh, they might have. I mean, at that point, I was just so fucking down in the dumps that
D&D.
Yeah,
Little Dungeons and Dragons.
I mean, I've just been down. So
I used to play D&D too.
Dude, I love D&D.
You know that reference?
No, I don't.
No.
What?
Airheads? Movie Airheads?
Oh, I loved Airheads. Yeah. That's one of Adam Sandler's first. But no shit. I was playing D&D this weekend with my kids.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. We're playing Curse of Strahd. So we started off. They started off through Death House and like learning how to play and learning how to roll the dice and everything. And I like
cool.
it because during the pandemic, I was watching my kids and they would sit there and play with this, like watch screens constantly. And they'd go from one screen to another, from the tablet to the TV to their Nintendo Switches and back, like, and then keep going in a circle. And I'm like, you guys aren't learning anything. You're learning social skills. You're not learning math, writing skills, anything. All you're doing is looking at the screens endlessly that keep showing you these mindless videos over and over again. And I'm like, I don't want them caught in a trap. So I was like, listen, I'm going to start them off on something that I used to play back in the day.
Okay.
And it would develop their mind, develop storytelling. It'll allow them to go ahead and write. They have to come up with theories and thoughts to be able to get past and accomplish goals. And then at the same time, use their math skills along the way. So I asked them if they wanted to play. They were like, sure. So we started getting into it. So we play every Saturday. So
all right. How you guys been since the last 2 weeks? Since in the last 2 weeks, anything? I realized that the first time that I was on, they conceded the election or whatever.
Yeah.
And then this time I'm on is the inauguration.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
So
Today was the inauguration. Not only that, but Donald Trump decided to go ahead and sign a ton of different documents today.
Stupid amount of fucking documents.
Oh yeah.
Stupid amount.
He's like, you know what? He took no time.
He's going for records.
Exactly. He
It
sat
was.
down.
I think they said it was some sort of record. It's going to be some sort of a record.
Yeah. He went ham. He decided to go and like sit down and sign. What are those called? What
Executive orders.
Yeah, executive orders today. So here we go. The ball is rolling. He is not taking any time. He is not letting any moss grow on this stone.
I get it. He's going hard. But I feel like at a certain point, it's just like, how many more of these are we going to fucking go through? Like, you have 4 years. Like, not all of these things could be the most fucking important thing in the world at this given. Like, just like some of them are just like,
Well, no, some of them are not going to go through. Some of them are going to get fought by the courts. So he's just pushing as many as possible. Most of them that like I listened to today had to deal with immigration. They had
a lot
to
of
deal,
them have to, yeah.
yeah, they had to deal with the homeless crisis. They had to deal with, I guess, the January 6th people as well.
Yep.
So they're all getting out of jail. So he's going to go ahead and pardon them. Speaking of pardons, did you hear Biden decided to go ahead and pardon his entire family?
I know. I can't believe
And
that
Dr.
shit.
Fauci.
And Dr. Fauci and the entire January 6th committee.
Yeah, the whole committee, yeah.
The whole committee. And I asked my mom this because she's like, you saw them. They were all evil people on January 6th. And I was like, yeah, but wait, what were they though? Because if the committee was doing their job properly, there'd be nothing to
what did they
wouldn't need a pardon. They wouldn't need a pardon unless they did something illegal that they needed a pardon for. So I'm like, what does Biden know that the American people don't know about January 6th that they decided to pardon all these people because they did something illegal?
Yeah, without a doubt, I think that like a lot of it is cover up. But at the end of the day, I also do think about it in a positive way, kind of. So like, if he didn't pardon him, then he would definitely go after them, right? But now that since they're pardoned, we're all upset about it. But maybe he'll just not do anything, go move on. Like a blip in time. It's like, do they kind of want you to? If you think about it, you're fighting all the time. Politics has never been so visceral. You know what I'm saying?
No, it hasn't. Yeah.
So maybe squashing some of that stuff just pushes us past that point where it's no longer crazy. But I don't know.
I mean, Trump, when he was during his inauguration today, he said he's not going to use the courts as a weapon. He's going to get rid of the ability to use courts as a weapon. So therefore,
right. That was yes.
Yeah.
That's one of his things is the de-weaponization of the Justice Department.
Correct. So it's not like he was going to go after these people. In fact, he wants very much the opposite. He doesn't want anybody to be able to be attacked when you're in a different party or you have a different belief and you're going against the grain with them. So
yeah, but at some point you still kind of have to, right? So like you have to pursue them because they need to be punished, right?
Well, can they be punished? I mean,
do they need to be punished?
Well, nobody can be punished that was under Biden. Biden just went ahead and
clean sweep. Nope, this ain't happening. We're talking about something else.
For the next
look over there, it's Batman.
Yeah.
For the last 40 years, everybody's pardoned.
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah.
And this is the first time in the presidency that anybody's been pardoned that hasn't been convicted of a crime.
Yeah.
Like everybody previously to this was convicted of a crime first and then were pardoned after the fact.
Yeah, it's a pre-pardon.
Yeah, a pre-pardon.
Yeah,
Like
pre-pardons.
which makes me think, Biden, you're into some really crazy shit, dude. You did a lot of illegal shit.
It validates the thought, that there's criminals in that family, right? That's what everybody's been saying. So it kind of like makes you like, oh, maybe they were.
What are you talking about? Hunter Biden was an outstanding gentleman. He was a Boy
Outstanding
Scout.
citizen.
Outstanding citizen.
Definitely wasn't his cocaine.
No. Wasn't his gun either.
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
And those were not hookers.
So, what I can tell you though is that I'm hoping that the emergency energy thing, like, are we going to see like $1.89 gallon price?
Eventually. I think it's eventually
It
going to
might
get there.
happen. It might. I mean, it was close to that when he was president last time.
Yeah.
Because like he was good. He liked a lot of like fracking, and he liked a lot of like use of our own oil and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that helps. We don't have to import that shit. We don't have to be dependent on anybody.
Yeah.
Some people don't like it. I don't know. At the end of the day, they say there's a lot of fucking oil that can sustain us. I don't know, because how the fuck am I gonna measure it?
Yeah.
No, like, I can't measure it with the size of my dick. That shit's not gonna fucking get us anywhere. We got oil for 1 hour.
We can make 27 pizzas.
Yeah. I'm not even gonna tell my joke because you're gonna with the pizza. But anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, so I mean, I'm anything for what gets us some lower gas. That's where I was going with that.
My favorite thing that he said today was, drill, baby, drill. And I'm like, yeah, that's what we need to do, drill. Because all these people that think that like the electric cars, well, we could just switch everything to electric car. Well, how do you think we make electricity? We burn coal. So that carbon footprint that you think it doesn't exist, does exist.
Oh,
it
yeah.
exists in a secluded part of our country that you don't drive by and see every day. But it's still burning there. It's still creating carbon footprint. It's still creating the toxicity that you say doesn't exist, which does exist. And you just transport the electricity. Now, here's the kicker. The gasoline that sits in the gas pumps waiting for you to come fill, if you don't use it, it just sits there and waits for you.
But do you even see that, like, nothing is without, like, people are like, oh, you use the fucking windmills and stuff. You got to use the windmills and stuff. That's, you can create energy through that. And they have the windmill farms and stuff.
Yeah.
Those windmills are filled with oil.
Yeah. But what's also crazy? Like, you have to fucking change them. You have to fucking fix them and stuff.
Yeah.
And like those things are huge. Yeah. And I saw that they like bury them underneath the fucking, like they just bury them places and shit. Cause it's like, how do you dispose of it? Like, what do you do with it?
Yeah.
So a lot of them just get like buried places. So it's like everything is going to fuck up. Like there's,
yeah, I think
like we have to use something to create energy, you know? And like, there's so fucking many of us. Everybody's going to try and figure out a way. Like, remember when people were using fryer oil to
the biodiesel.
Yeah, the biodiesel to run their cars and stuff for a little while.
Yeah, those
And,
cars
like,
used to make me hungry. You drive behind that, smell like McDonald's fries. And where did this come from?
And then they like disappeared because either the fucking, the big fucking gas companies killed the motherfuckers that were doing it and like destroyed all the evidence of how to fucking reproduce it and like make it happen.
That was a Mandela
like,
effect.
Never
Never happened.
Like, like so many things like that happened, but like hemp, like weed, all that stuff. Like, a lot of that. The reason that happened was because like they didn't want to interfere with all these textile fucking things that hemp would replace with one fucking thing. You know what I'm saying? You can make paper, you can make fucking clothes, you can make this, you can make that, you can smoke it and fucking get high as shit after you did all these things. So like, if you had all that,
Get high as shit making t-shirts out of hemp.
If you have that stuff, then all these textile industries that are making money off of fucking clothes and like whatever they're doing, they don't have like they become more obsolete and then no more money. That all that shit fucking dries up, and then tax money and fucking lobbyists and that stuff go away. Like money from fucking lobbyists, so you have to fucking suck them off, and then they suck you off, type thing.
Well, with that said,
quid pro quo.
With that said, I just want to jump
blow.
I just want to jump in here and say that the car that was made out of hemp, I think Henry Ford made a car made out of hemp. and it was like 3 times stronger than steel. It was a beautiful, weird looking car. I enjoyed the look of it. And it's just so awesome what you can do with those excess materials and stuff. And you're absolutely correct.
Yo, they made a car out of hemp and fucking Cheech and Chong up in smoke. You saw that shit, right?
Well, no, this is a real car.
Remember?
Like, yeah, I do. That was like weed that they decided to compound into it. This was actually a hemp weave, carbon fiber, and it was. He took a sledgehammer to it and hit the side of it, and it didn't make a dent.
It's strong as fuck.
Yeah, no, it was a very incredible car, extremely light, and it was amazing what he did. And but because it's going to interfere with the steel industry, they didn't want to pursue it. And I mean, understandable. Like,
what do you think the crash test would have looked like in a hemp car?
Yo,
they'd have red eyes and they'd be, hey, I'm okay.
You know what's crazy? Because like, if you think about it, this one plant, right? It's been fucking demonized for so long, since going back to the, I guess like the Reagan era or the Bush administration, the first one, where they started to like really break criminalize weed and all that other stuff, and like maybe weed is one of those things where it's like it was put on this earth to do so many good things, and they're just like they don't want to fucking have anything to do with it, like medicinal, recreational. Now, like it's just like causing so much money, fucking revenue wise, for taxes and stuff. I mean, there's so many positives, but they've used it as a weapon to make people fear it or put people in jail for it and all these crazy things.
Yeah.
And it's like, maybe if it was embraced more, this would be such a better fucking world, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, so I think was it not Half Baked?
Mm-hmm.
You seen that movie? Not Half Baked.
Yeah.
No. It's Pineapple Express. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
You know, and when they're like doing the tests on the weed and everything like that, and they're doing the different drugs and shit, and they're like comparing it to the cocaine and everything else, and they're like, it's illegal because it has no benefit or something like that. Yeah. Oh, where'd these come from? You just jogged over to Sav's real quick?
Doug fucking rolls up out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Fucking 12 pack in hand, ready to fucking roll.
These aren't the Mondays, though.
I got my A&W root beer.
Getting down with the A&W. I used to like...
nothing like the silver bullets.
I like the, what's it called, root beer floats from that
Remember when
place.
these things had the...
I don't.
Oh, root beer floats are the fucking best.
Yeah?
So fucking good.
I don't like that frothiness that happens at the top of it. Like,
No?
it's got a good flavor to it,
You
but I
gotta-
just don't like the frothiness that
What,
like,
from like
happens.
the ice cream in it?
The ice cream.
Yeah, like the bubbles get like hard.
Yeah, the head gets
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
like
yeah,
frothy
yeah.
and thick. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that.
I feel like you got to get it like properly blended and like fully nicely immersed. You know, like
Yeah.
I don't like it when it's
that's not a
chunky and you
float,
have to
though.
like.
because
Nah,
you
I
gotta
don't-
like take a scoop of ice cream and throw it on top.
No, because
so it
then you like
floats.
take a scoop of ice cream and you like lift up and the whole fucking clump of ice cream comes out, you
Yeah.
know, and you got fucking root beer everywhere and stuff. Blend that shit down all the way the fuck down, immerse that shit nicely and just make it like a fucking thick shake type thing.
Uh-huh.
Then I
Dude,
think it's like more
that's
like
the way to go.
Then it's more like a malt than a float.
It doesn't matter. That's the way to go.
Because it's not floating on top like a
It's
little
like root beer
iceberg.
ice cream.
Yeah.
Like
no,
shake.
that's the way to do it.
Yeah. I always kind of like to, just you drink it down, and then as it gets towards the bottom, you eat the ice cream at the end. That's
Okay.
that's how I do it.
That's usually how I do it too.
Yeah.
But, then,
But there's
like,
never a
you
good
st-
enough ratio.
You still
If you had refills on the root beer, it would be good.
Oh, that's true.
You know, because the ratio is definitely off.
Yeah.
Because it takes forever for the ice cream to melt and stuff.
yeah, and then you get the frothiness. That
I mean, I
don't
guess
care
you
for.
eating out on a hot day and stuff. I guess that works.
Yeah, maybe. Or if you go to Red Robin's, they have unlimited root beer floats.
Oh shit!
Unlimited
For
root beer
real?
floats.
Yeah.
Where's that?
Oh, that sounds like a cardiac
Red
arrest.
Robin?
Where's there a Red Robin?
Oh, it used to be in Massapequa
There was one in
or
Roosevelt Mall
Merrick
too.
or something
Oh
like that.
shit! I'm gonna have to go check that out.
I don't think it's there anymore.
Yeah.
You guys ever fucking go to? It's right on. It used to be over here. Rocket Fizz. You ever been to
Yeah, the
Rocket
candy
Fizz?
store.
No, that
Yeah,
place is
when
the
it-
fucking best.
Only when it was open. It was open
I mean,
like
it sucks
2
it
days a
closed.
week.
Buying candy
It
cigarettes.
was like the
I mean, I
most weird random hours ever. Like I used to go over in there and like My gym was over there, so I'd walk by there all the time, and they'd only be open like 2 days a week. And I'm like, how do you stay in business?
That was when he was going out, probably.
So
Maybe
no,
at
this
the
was
end
the
he was-
entire. This was the last 2 years.
Oh, maybe. I
Yeah.
don't know. Because I always was able to get anything. Whenever I went there, they were open. I don't know.
And then I went there recently, and like the place was under construction, but it wasn't just like the inside interior under construction. It was like the sidewalk and like the parking spots in front of it. So I was like, "What? Did this place explode?
No, it's sinking.
Was it mob money?"
No, it's sinking.
Oh, okay.
Sink-
I've been
Levittown is sinking.
Yeah, I've been over there, and like the entirety of the curb and the whole building's sinking forward.
Ah,
Yeah, there's like a sinkhole.
Oh shit.
You ever seen that shit? Sinkholes in like Florida?
Yo, that shit's fucking crazy. They swim in some of these fucking things.
yo,
Whole house.
no,
You're like, what?
a
Right,
road.
don't they? Sorry to cut you off. Don't they swim in those fucking sinkholes and some of them?
No, sinkholes will kill you.
Not the sinkholes. Where do they swim in? The fucking like
The hot water.
Those are
things?
what do they call it? Like
Steam.
the water hole.
the water holes.
Going
right?
down the water hole.
Right? Isn't that just basically an open fucking like it just like
Like a hot spring?
No, it's like if a creek like comes out and it makes a huge. There's a dip or recess into like the side of the creek, so it actually fills up with water, so you can be submerged in it. And it's like a 2.5, 3 foot creek, but there's one area that like dips down real low. That's the water hole. So you go over there and you can actually swim around a little bit as opposed to just wading up to your like like ankles to thigh. A sinkhole is where it has different deposits underneath of it. Majority of the time, it's limestone.
Yeah, limestone.
Yeah, limestone deposits end up getting eroded. There was a road near my grandmother's house, and it was 20 feet wide by 40 feet long, and the whole thing just sunk down about 25 feet.
Yeah.
And it was just gone.
The power
Like-
of water, if you think about it.
What's that?
It's the power of water.
Yes, yeah, and shitty
Washing
stone.
away the rock. Yes. yeah. And then the whole thing falls down. There's actually a business out there that does nothing but repair sinkholes. They like find out where they are and then like fill them with concrete or some shit.
Yeah,
you know,
can-
I saw there was a business that
we had a
they-
lake disappear. Yeah, an entire huge lake. There was a sinkhole that popped in the middle of the lake. Whole lake overnight was gone.
Damn. You know, my fiance told me the story. She lived in DR. She grew up in DR or whatever, like I said in the last episode. So she told me the story about there was a lake.
Kilo K?
Kilo K? Uh-huh. I don't know. I don't. So
Say that to her when you see her later.
I'm not going to get slapped, right?
No. She's going to be like, wait, you from DR?
Yeah. So she told me that. So there in the town that she lived in, there's a lake or a river or whatever, and they woke up one day and the whole entire river lake thing just fucking dried up.
Yeah.
The whole thing, like,
Yep.
so, like there was just dead fish on the bottom of the fucking. It stunk, and then they had to like go and like refill it and stuff. It was crazy. It was like not just like a pool size thing. It was just like this massive fucking. And they don't know how it happened. They have no fucking clue how it happened.
Was it a sinkhole? Was it a
No,
anything?
it just evaporated.
God.
All the water, the whole thing. She was like, it was a fucking huge ass fucking body of water.
That's crazy.
I don't know how you define a lake over a river or
Body of water, yeah.
Like I don't fucking know the measurements.
A moving body of
No,
water.
yeah,
I know it's bigger than I know it's bigger than my dick. You know, like
A
it's-
river actually, like the water flows through, and it's usually going down like a hill or a train and finds like the lowest depression and follows that on down through. Once it gets down to like the bottom area,
Oh, it
where
lands in the
actually,
lake.
yeah, it goes into a lake, and
Oh,
the
so
lake
then it
is
was a
just
lake.
kind of like sitting
So
there
there had to
chilling.
have been a lake chilling with some. Yeah. So the lake completely fucking gone, and then just the fucking dead rotting fish on the fucking floor overnight.
Just like
Overnight.
evaporated.
Nobody went through and like investigated to like look
They
around.
did,
to
yeah.
see.
They had to have like the whole because they had to like get all the fish out and stuff and like refill the lake and like I mean I don't know how they fucking do all that shit, but
But
That's crazy.
nobody figured out the mystery. Like
I don't. Yeah,
how'd
they
all the
don't.
water
They
go
don't.
away?
They don't know.
Clouds.
They don't fucking know.
Wow,
They don't know.
Evaporation.
Yeah.
it sounds like DR needs to invest into meteorologist and figure out what's going on with their weather patterns or something. You know,
Who knows what happened in that case? I mean, yeah, the unexplained.
Yeah. Yeah.
like the Bermuda Triangle, aliens drifted over and took their water.
You remember
Could've-
those birds that fell out of the sky?
Yeah, out of
It
nowhere
was like
on
a
the boat,
fucking-
on like the ship.
No, it was some town. I don't know. And then like fucking look it up. It's insane. Like I don't know, 150 or something, maybe even more birds just fucking fall out of the sky.
Like the Marky Mark
And
movie.
just fall and die.
Yo, it's It's
Then-
the fucking weird. Yeah.
There's another one where there's a cruise. It's like a Disney cruise, right? And there's like a flock of seagulls like going around, and then they just all start dying, bro, falling into the place, like, and they're doing destruction because they're like heavy, 15-pound birds dying and crashing into the glass and tables and shit.
And letting all the kids playing in the pools. Are like,
No, they made them come inside, but still, like, yeah, it's very weird.
Because you said flock of seagulls, and my mind fucking works in mysterious ways.
Yeah.
So I had an idea for a cover band, right? And
The flock of seagulls.
oh, here we go.
No. All right. So the cover band is only going to cover the Eagles and the flock of seagulls, and we're going to call it the flock of Eagles.
Okay. All right. Are you going to be the lead singer on this?
No, I can't sing.
Oh, all right.
But
So what's your position in the band?
I manage.
Oh, I come up with names.
Yeah. I name all the songs.
Hundreds of birds literally falling from the sky into a neighborhood. What on earth was going on?
It's perfectly calm when suddenly this happens. A flock of black birds swirl to the ground. It's like nothing you've ever seen before. Hundreds of the birds appear like a plume of black smoke. A moment later, many of them fly off,
How
but
fucking
lots
crazy
are
is that?
killed on impact. The video was caught
That's
on a
crazy.
surveillance camera in Mexico. So what's going on here? There is speculation the birds were hit by toxic fumes or electrocuted. But this expert says they were likely under attack.
Those
by
are
a
way
predator.
different things.
My best guess is this
Yeah.
is a predator. This is a hawk or a falcon that's come into the flock.
Whatever the cause, it's
Yeah, maybe.
pretty amazing.
I think that
A hawk or a falcon? One hawk or a falcon
That it is.
did that damage? No, that had to have been a fucking
Hold on a second.
flock of falcons, baby.
what do you do now?
Yeah, to be honest with you, I mean, when it comes down to it, these birds have been attacked by hawks and falcons their entire lives. Like, you don't see that happening all the time. Oh, well, they must have been a flock, or there must have been a falcon there, because like that's their normal reaction to falcons. No, these birds acted very erratically. But when you look at that, though, electricity or toxic fumes, like those are big different. Like toxic fumes are just gases that fly up into the air, so they could hit that plume. Electricity, on the other hand,
Yeah.
But how did electricity shock all of those birds
correct.
at the same time?
That's the thing that I have
That's
a problem
insane.
with.
Yeah.
is
like,
there
that's
has to be-
crazy. They were all on the same fucking wire. Where's this fucking wire?
Where's this wire?
You know,
Exactly.
like, what are you fucking talking about? Why would they even put that out there as an option?
And they just
I mean, there's electricity in the air.
and they just randomly speculate about that. They're like, oh,
They're trying to get away from the fire in the sky. What the fuck? Where did that come from?
Yeah, no.
Meteor?
Right. I mean, yeah.
So it was either electricity, fumes, or there was a horde of zombies that had,
Or there was heroin.
like what?
Yeah. Maybe it like just flew into like a little gas plume and was like, whoa. And then they all follow like one bird, right? So the main guy goes out. They're like, oh, I'm going down,
You know what it is? They knew it was fucking.
The guy was sleeping at the wheel. He's like, ah.
He's like, I'm taking my life, guys.
They knew it was 90% the fucking gas plume, so they just said the stupidest thing afterwards. They're like, oh, let's throw them off from the real reason. They're like, I wonder how the electricity happened.
He fucking, they flew through a lightning bolt.
They were all fucking flying together and stuff, like wing to wing. And
Yeah, holding wings.
The first one fucking killed the fucking 95 of them. They just electric shocked. Threw them all.
I want to know
The
who cleaned
one
it
was
up.
getting zapped, so he touched his buddy. He's like, I don't want to die alone.
I don't want to go. I'm taking you with me. This is for fucking my wife.
I knew it was you, Jimmy. I knew it was you.
I mean, could you imagine like having to like whatever the next day or hours later sweeping up birds?
Oh my
off
god!
off the
Just go
street?
outside, dude. And like, how do you explain that to your kids? Like,
Oh,
that's
no.
a
Could you imagine
fucking
coming
nightmare.
home? Could you imagine coming home
That's
from
why
work?
they got the participation trophy.
No, imagine coming home from work and you pull up in front of your house and you just look around and you're like, what the fuck
What
did my
the
kid
fuck?
What did my kid do?
Ah, electricity again, huh?
Damn fumes and gas.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, because how do they explain that away when they're like, yeah, a fucking giant plume of gas fucking took out 100 fucking
Yeah, but
birds.
you wouldn't
they
know
fell
that.
from the sky.
It's not like you pulled up in front of your driveway and you were
But,
listening
like,
to the news
you
on the way
heard that
home.
they- like,
You
they've
just see
done
a bunch
fucking-
of dead birds out front. And you're just like, what the fuck? Who could have done this?
But you've heard that they've done like nuclear fucking explosions in space and like in the sky and like in space and stuff like that, right? Like multiple times.
Yeah, but that shit doesn't
So,
hurt
like,
people.
it killed the fucking birds.
Yeah,
like
maybe,
you know,
like,
like maybe that's maybe something along those. You don't fucking
Got a little
know.
breeze and
Oh no, it's
radiation.
in Mexico. They let anything fucking happen. You know,
Oh no!
maybe,
Check this out. Back in Arizona, when they were testing the atom bomb, they went ahead and tested it to see if it would actually do damage to people underneath of it. So there was a bunch of 5 soldiers that they volunteered them to go and stand underneath the nuclear bomb, and they're like holding signs, standing underneath the nuclear bomb, and then there's this one reporter that's hanging out with them, recording them, and they blew the bomb up 50. What was it 2 miles above their head, and they were perfectly fine. Well, I wouldn't say perfectly fine. But
you know,
they lived through it.
just a couple of defects from with their kids and stuff. You know,
Yes,
you know, but
I'm thinking more like
average
Newtown.
age of life was 75. Most of them lived to 42.
You know?
Yeah, exactly. They definitely spent their life long a little faster, but
But no, yeah, when they did those nuclear tests and stuff like that, they made up Nuketown. So they had a town that they built wood, and like a regular little town. Maybe it didn't. They even had windows and everything, and then they would put dummies.
Jesus.
And look at the burnt dummies.
Yeah, it's crazy the shit that the government does. Like,
Dude,
it's so fucking nuts. They just random ass fucking things that they pull to fucking.
I was waiting. I'm hearing Doug type away.
Oh yeah, I thought Doug had something lined up. And we were all in suspense here.
no, I went ahead and I was just going to show you the pictures of the guys underneath the nuclear bomb because everybody,
Doug,
everybody look it up.
Doug,
it's awesome.
Doug, we don't have video here.
No. I was gonna show you two in the studio.
Oh, us two.
The picture of the guys underneath the bomb. You guys at home, go ahead and look it up. Google search.
Tell them what you typed in.
Yeah.
Tell them they got it. Otherwise, they're not going to be able to find it right away.
I want you to describe the video.
Yeah. Oh, you ever? Apparently, there's this thing called scroll tolerance. You ever heard of scroll tolerance?
Scroll tolerance?
Scroll tolerance.
Like how much you can scroll before what happens?
So it's pretty much because when you go on Google.
Yeah, so if you just go ahead and type in guy gets a nuclear bomb exploded above him.
When was that taken, supposedly?
Oh, this is back when they were testing on nuclear bombs, back when they were putting them underneath the ground and
When they had
exploding
you
them.
That looks like it's fucking ultra high def 4K fucking taken with the smartphone yesterday type shit.
No, they definitely went back and updated.
You know what's some crazy shit that I heard? I don't know how true it is, which it can't be, but I was watching I don't know, my YouTube algorithm now is filled with 25 conspiracy theories you never heard of, and I don't know, all random shit like conspiracy stuff, and I don't know, because I started listening to this guy who talks about war veterans and tells stories about that, and some reason it got me into whatever. Either way, bro.
We went down a rabbit hole.
Yeah, when you smoke a lot of weed, sometimes it's like having Alzheimer's.
No, that's the government switch.
Alzheimer's.
They shut that off.
The government shuts you off. They're like, yeah, we're not going to let him keep talking.
I literally just hit the fucking off switch in my brain. I was like, where the fuck was I going with this?
He's been programmed.
Yeah, for real. MK Ultra. But seriously, though, what the fuck was I saying?
You were talking about how you
I
like
forgot.
conspiracies, and you started talking about how you like conspiracies.
Oh, this
and then
is what it was.
started
Yeah.
Your
So
conspiracy.
yeah, one of the things
forgot.
that I heard was apparently, which would make sense because people are always like, "Oh, the moon landing was fake and stuff," and I guess they're trying to say that this is why it seems so fucking shittily and shoddily, put together so shittily. Like they're like, "Oh, that doesn't look like they're in space. It looks like they're in the fucking, some backyard in the whatever."
Yeah.
But apparently that moon landing got erased. Almost like your fucking your drunk dad fucking
Put it in the VCR.
putting it in the VCR and taping over the fucking Golden Girls for some or whatever the football game, but it's your bar mitzvah or something. Not anymore. Not a true story, but it feels like it could happen to me.
That's his luck.
But yeah, so they're saying that the moon landing. It got erased. It's like somebody erased the fucking tape.
Wow.
That's why. I guess I don't know. But I don't know.
Mandela effect.
But
it never happened, Doug.
What led us down this this slippery slope of my mind.
You did.
No, like
You volunteered the story. You were like, "Hey guys, I got a story for you."
No, but what made me?
We were talking about like
the nuclear bomb, and the guy's blowing up the nuclear bomb.
Oh, because
right
I said
head.
that shit looked like it was an ultra 4K
Yeah.
high
Yeah,
definition.
You
like
doubted
it yesterday.
You doubted the photo, yeah.
Yeah.
So-
I doubt its validity.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm on the whole fence with the whole the moon landing bullshit. I mean, to be honest with you, how is it back in 1969 we were able to shoot a whole bunch of dudes up into space? They went over to the moon, they landed on it, they had a happy good time. They jumped back on the space shuttle, flew all the way back here, but now our billionaires can only get up to like the outer layer, and then they have to come back down. I mean,
Dude, they
if
got
were
blown up. A bunch of billionaires got blown up in the submarine, so that didn't really help.
Well, that
anybody.
wasn't a submarine. That was a soda can. Something
Yeah,
like charged to come on
you
there. He was
know.
controlling with a PlayStation controller. Okay,
Yeah, I mean, hey,
you're dumb to even get on that.
would
thing.
I have thought that was a good idea? Absolutely not.
And then
Maybe I should be a billionaire because I'm smart enough to realize that was stupid. But like,
Well, when it comes down to it, the pressures from water
Yeah,
as you go
obviously that's
down
gonna
are
happen.
way more
for sure.
intense than going up into the atmosphere and going into space. That because remember, oxygen wants to go out versus the ocean wanting to come in. The ocean wants to come in and crush. So it's just pounds and pounds and pounds of pressure crushing down on the can.
You know what's
so
crazy though?
When you shoot up, well, okay, go hit
I'm
me.
gonna cut you off real quick. What's crazy about that is that company, they had like a couple successful already dives, even though they weren't
they just
perfect, because they did have problems during some of them, but they did have a couple.
oh, wasn't this like there was a couple of safety issues that they didn't want to fix or something?
It was like a man. So like the submarine itself was constructed by that guy, like who owned the company or whatever, and like the design or whatever. And then the problem is like when you do vessels, submarines and things like that, they have to be like certified. And when you come out like as a manufacturer and you come out with a new type, it has to go through a whole process through like, I don't know, some government entity has to look at it all before they'll approve it.
Okay.
And he was like, "Nah, we ain't doing that."
So here's my
We're just gonna send a couple of fucking people, a mile or so under the sea. We don't need any fucking approval.
Here's my question to you, though. Okay, so that particular vessel,
Yeah.
what they were trying to do was they were trying to reach the Titanic. Like that was their
Right.
goal.
That was
to
the
get
trip. That was
yeah,
the tourism.
to get down to the Titanic.
Right.
The one
Now-
that those guys were on.
Correct. That's the one that like
so
popped
yeah,
like a chick.
I don't know,
Now,
man. I feel like certain people
hold on.
put themselves in situations where, like, sorry, Doug.
Yeah.
So when it comes down to that particular that
It's a good thing you cut me off because I probably would have said something that you didn't want to hear.
Yeah.
when it comes down to that particular voyage right there, they have not successfully been able to man a vessel all the way down to that depths. Anything that's reached that depths has been like recording devices and things of that nature. It hasn't been
Robots.
robots, exactly.
Yeah.
Something that wasn't going to crush under the sea because there's no like air capsules for human beings to have to live.
Yeah.
So when they were testing this particular submarine, and then they gave it the okay, not I guess not successful because they needed to fix some things. Were they
Like,
going
we haven't
down-
had any way to cleanse the earth of stupid people lately.
Yeah.
Darwin at his best. But that's that really like you're going to one of the deepest areas that's ever been that hasn't even been explored yet. We haven't even reached those depths yet with any of our vessels.
Oh.
And you're sending this tin can made by some
Nobody's
dude in
gonna
his garage.
fucking get there. It's like the Curse of Oak Island or whatever. Those people have been searching for
Oh,
fucking
God.
35 fucking years,
And they
spending
still have a
millions and
show.
millions of dollars, and they're gonna fucking find what? I don't know. Like, what are they expecting to find?
Treasure?
Like, they're gonna find the treasure. They're gonna open it up, and there's gonna be like fucking 50 cents worth of gold in there. I mean, probably not, because obviously gold's crazy expensive. But like they're not gonna find the amount. Like, is it just for
They want to find the
like
secrets.
for the, like?
They
I
wanna
guess at this
know
point, it's just
who
like
was
for
there.
answers or like I don't know. It's
What
crazy. But
What happened?
are
on
the
Oak Island?
are the astronauts still up in space? Nobody really talks about that anymore.
The Russians are. The Russians have a
no, I'm
spaceship
saying like
station.
wasn't there? We sent astronauts up in space and they got stuck up there. And
Oh,
were
yeah,
there-
they came back.
They came back because
Yeah,
I know they were
SpaceX
stuck there.
saved them.
They retrieved them. They got them
Yeah.
back. Cool.
Fuck,
Yeah.
Boeing apparently is
Elon Musk sent up his fucking SpaceX rocket and got him.
exactly.
So we've made advances in everything under the sun. I mean, we've taken computers and shrunk them down to the point where we can stick them in our pockets and run around with them.
Yeah.
We're
Which I have a theory on that. Which
okay. We'll get to your theory in just-
after I cut you off for the 19th time.
We'll get to that theory in just 1 second. So we've made advances in everything along the way. but for some reason, space exploration kind of stopped after we blew up one teacher. Like, we blew up the teacher in the 90s, and then after that, like, space...
Well, the space shuttle, unfortunately, disintegrated, yeah.
And then after that, like, what was that the only one we had? Like,
No, there's other things that probably didn't fucking happen.
Because I feel like
that we were unsuccessful.
Come on.
Shouldn't we have the beginning of, like, Star Trek vessels or something like that? Or, like
By this time, you mean?
Yeah, by this time.
Oh, you're saying no, well, if you think about it, so I used to work with this guy, and he was a minister, priest type guy, or whatever. He was some sort of somewhere from like, I don't know. He was somewhere from some African.
We won't
part of
assume.
Africa.
Yeah.
No, he was 100%. He was, because that's where he came, and he was whatever. Either way, so we started talking about like the validity of like, you know, creation of, you know, of God versus, you know, like Darwin and like evolution and stuff. And he was like, oh, well, you know, if evolution is correct, you know, like, and people are, then where is the continuation of evolution? And I was like, and so I was like, it's simple. I'm like, people are bigger, stronger, faster than what they were then. Their minds are moving quicker. They've developed different technologies. So the evolution doesn't necessarily have to be from like, you know, the whole like, you know, the monkey to man walking upright type thing, and how like our fingers and the bird's wings are fucking, you know, similar makeup and everything like that. And like, not to the sense where, you know, like what Darwin was finding on the islands and stuff like that, that form of evolution. But like, there's still 100% evidence of evolution on a daily basis. Look at the technology that we were using back in the Stone Age versus the technology we're using now. Look at how we are able to do things and harness things now as opposed to then. That is 100% also evolution, no?
Well, no, I'm pro evolution, but I want to see someone come up with, because everybody knows the Tyrannosaurus Rex evolved to being the chicken. So a chicken and a rooster are the Tyrannosaurus Rex. I want to see the son of a bitch that's half T-Rex and half chicken. Wouldn't that be cool looking fucker?
Like a fucking liger?
Yeah, like a liger, you know, like a 9.5 foot tall chicken dinosaur thing. Like, they terrifying though. I'd be freaked out if I saw that thing, but I'd really want to see it.
They say that, like in a sense, like if you look it up, they say that the chicken is related to a T-Rex, and like I guess the evolution of the T-Rex was into a chicken. I guess it would be the de-evolution of it because it's fucking way smaller, but I guess it's adapting, so it's the evolution.
Well, that's why I said 9.5 feet tall as opposed to 25 feet tall, which the T-Rex was. So he's getting smaller. So at one point in time, he goes down and gets like smaller, but then gets feathers. So now you have this like weird teeth beaked creature with feathers that's 9.5 feet tall, and like its arms, its tiny little weird baby arms have now turned into like these like like
the wings. No, but like
wingish creature thing.
The dinosaurs, right? They were around for a little while.
Yeah.
Well,
Cheers, boys.
Cheers.
Yeah, they did the thing. They hung out. They like to look at meteors.
Yeah, no. So, yeah, right. And then a meteor came and wiped them all out. You know, maybe it was like God was like, all right, we're going to try this.
Yo, there's
this ain't
fucking,
working.
Yo, there's
Let
this
squeeze
fucking
you these
cool ass
fuckers off.
fucking cartoon, which I'm going to send you, Doug. It's
What was the thing in the lake?
The thing in the lake? That was
that was the
limestone.
Loch Ness Monster.
Loch Ness.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the sinkhole that we were talking about earlier.
No.
All right.
So we got Loch Ness. What about Bigfoot?
What do you mean?
Yo,
do I believe in him?
You know, I heard that some people think that that Bigfoot is a product of MK Ultra. I saw it somewhere.
All right, remember, Doug doesn't know shit. So what is MK Ultra for me and the people out there?
Okay, so MK Ultra is was a government experiment that started like during the Cold War. It was a mind control experiment, and they were basically trying to figure out how they can use LSD, electric shock therapy,
like making
torture,
like making Winter Soldiers.
Kind of.
Okay.
They kind of wanted to use it to like erase enemy soldiers' memories, stuff like that. They wanted to also use it to like create almost a Winter Soldier, like unwilling people and unwitting people, like turn them into not like. They didn't put them out on the battlefield and like go kill 10,000 people, you know. We're gonna have 50 of you go against these guys, brainwash type thing. It was more like seeing if they can control people's minds to commit crimes, murders, and stuff like that, without even without remembering it, without recalling it, and like
Were they successful?
in some cases they were successful. Yeah,
It's like they put
they
a
actually
seed in
they
it.
actually say that.
Did they burn
that,
the guy's brain out so bad that he just didn't even know where he was?
They
No, he
actually
was
say that
seated.
like Charles Manson kind of used the similar method because you know how he like was giving all his cult followers
Yeah.
acid and shit, and then they went and committed all those murders and stuff.
Well, he also gave a
and-
bunch of homeless people a house to live in, so they kind of
Yeah,
had
I
to do what
mean,
he said.
see, Doug, you'd be a good defense lawyer because you could be like, "Yo, man, the guy was just fucking helping out the homeless. It's not his fault.
Yes, and they had no choice but to
You
be
know,
into
he was
what
trying
he was.
to rehabilitate them
He
with
didn't
some
have a house.
acid.
Like if
Yeah.
he didn't do what he said, they'd be out on the streets.
Yeah,
Like,
they'd be out on the streets. They'd be hurting way more people than that one person they just killed.
Crazy.
Cause it's a correlation.
Yeah, well, I don't condone those actions.
No, we don't. No, I don't either.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy how many connections there are between things. Though, it really is.
Yeah.
Like everything is like tied to everything.
So yeah, back to the Loch Ness Monster.
Loch Ness Monster.
Angelo, I'll go ahead and defend you on this one, buddy. He believes it is whales that would flip over during mating season, and they would stick their schlongs out of the water. And like,
Damn, that's a massive fucking dick.
yeah, well, they got massive dicks.
Yeah.
So as the sailors would go by, they would look over and they would see these whale schlongs hanging out of the water, and they'd be like, "Oh, look at that! It's a sea creature.
Yeah.
It's
What
a
a
sea
dinosaur
monster."
neck.
You know that?
And the whale's like, "Yeah, take a look at my sea monster.
Look at my fucking dick.
Yeah, this is my sea monster." That's funny.
And you only get to see it during mating season. That's why it's rare occurrence. Right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Every time in the spring, that guy pops up. Like,
Shit.
he shows up.
He's like, I hate that name. Don't call my dick the Loch Ness Monster. I'm not a monster.
Yeah. He's not a Loch Ness. He's a monster, though.
What about like the the Navy men that are out on a boat, or even like fishermen and shit? Like,
The seaman?
do you believe in? Yeah, sure. Do you believe in like?
What about the sea?
mermaids? And,
Oh,
like,
the mermaid. Yeah,
hearing
the
noises
mermaids.
and shit like that. They
Yeah.
hear
Yeah,
like the
I got
singing.
into a little rabbit hole on that shit with the fucking mermaids on
Now, do you believe that
Not-
sea
not
cows?
Little
like,
Mermaid.
Like Manson?
yeah, you know that the boner on the Little Mermaid with the fucking in the cover,
Yeah.
not on the Little Mermaid, which is possible these days.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah.
But on the cover of the Little Mermaid, because apparently like all those Disney movies have like a lot of like
No,
Easter
no.
eggs.
Yeah.
So-
the Lion King, Sex and the Stars.
Yeah, Sex and the Stars, and then the Aladdin, take off your clothes.
on the cover of The Little Mermaid, one of the castle towers was a dildo.
Oh yes,
Yes.
yes, that's what it was.
In the
yes,
in the wedding scene, when the Little Mermaid was getting married,
Yeah.
the priest has a boner. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with us as always. We appreciate you. Please like and subscribe, comment on our stuff. We've got a couple of loyal fans out there. We do appreciate you. Please leave us some comments. As always, we appreciate you. Thank you for hanging out with us once again. This one will be multiple edited. Garrett, thank you for showing up in the studio. We definitely appreciate you hanging out with us tonight. And as always, fuck off.
Later.